Okay, Haven Park crew, we are here at Wildwood Community in Sandwich, Illinois. This is going to be your drive-through video. For the purposes of the video, I'm going to call out park-owned homes. There are no current vacant lots. Right here in the front, this is going to be the southern section of the park. There is an open area green space right here in decent condition. Right up here in the front, we have a couple maintenance sheds and a storage area. Overall, this is a pretty good looking park. The septic is another thing to talk about, but we have a ton of videos in the video library for you guys there. So we're coming into the main entrance of the park of the southern section. This is going to be Meadowlark Lane. We're going to start here with lot 203. It's going to be 205. 207. 209. 211. 213. A very large house. This is one of the largest homes that we've seen, with a two-story garage. That is going to be 225, or excuse me, 215. This is 217. 219. As you can see, the homes are in very, very good condition. 221. There's definitely a lot of high pride of ownership here in this park. 223. It's going to be Mallard Circle. We're going to come back and hit all of that later. This is 225. 229. As you can see, all of the homes don't have any skirting on them, indicating that they are permanent homes. That's 231. These homes aren't moving anywhere. They're just going to be sold off. 233, just like a lot of parks that we see down in Florida. 235. This is 237. Fair amount of trees at the entrance of the park. 239. This is going to be 241B and 241A. So what we've seen with these, there's a fair amount of them periodically scattered throughout the parks. They call them duplexes. They're actually just two homes that they have a shared garage space there. From what we were told, there is a firewall in between those. Since they're all privately owned, we weren't able to get in and check any of those out. But there's a fair amount of these periodically spread through the southern section of the park. 243B, 243A, 245B, 245A, 247. Sounds like someone's watching a football game in there. It's going to be Cardinal Lane. We'll come back to this one. It's going to be 449, 451, 453. High pride of ownership in this park, and the trees, at least in this section, are pretty well maintained. 455. Saw a couple touching homes. 457, but for the most part they are kept in pretty good condition, nicely trimmed. 459. We've seen a lot of active mowing of lawns. As you can see, nothing growing too out of craziness. That's going to be 461B, 461A, 463B, 463A, 465, 467, continuing on Meadowlark, it's going to be 898. Alright, so this section right here is actually a large leach field that has lift station services. So the lift station's over there on that corner right in the middle. And basically the lift station services the majority of these couple homes over here, and everything gets pumped into this field right here. On the lot map, they have it marked as 896 on the lot map, but it does not actually exist as a lot. There's also a couple empty lot spaces across the way there on Mallard. That's going to be right on the other side there. Those are empty spaces, but this is all that leach field right here. Just wanted to show you, kind of give you some context of where exactly this stuff is. Again, we have an absolute plethora of videos in our video repository that talks about all this stuff. 894. This is 892B, 892A, 890, 888. That's a cool sign. 886, 884. Overall, we haven't seen too much parking on the street. It's obviously 882 Easter Sunday right now, so people have people over right now. This is going to be lot 880 right now, but we're going to be taking a left onto Bluebird Circle. That is going to be 878. On Bluebird Circle right here, this is 664. It's going to be 662. Garages at almost every home. 660B, 660A. At least down in the southern section of the park, 658B, 658A. 656B, 656A, 654B, 654A. Probably a leach field in between those homes, which is why there's space there. 652B, 652A. And we're going to be taking a left onto the continuation of Bluebird Circle here. This is going to be 644. Excuse me, Dan, we were right. We were supposed to go straight there. Turn around really fast. Sorry, we took a wrong turn. Around the park, there's really nothing but cornfields. Lots and lots of fields. We're going to turn back on the Bluebird Circle and basically hit the outer ring and then the inner ring. Okay. Apologies for mixing that up. This southern section of the park gets a little confusing. So this is going to be 650. $622. It's a very large park and it's in good condition. 620. The northern section's older. It was built in, would you say 75? 618. And definitely reflects kind of that older infrastructure. 616. But the southern section here is 614. It's in very good condition. 612. 610. It's so rural. There's no city infrastructure out here. 608. We were kind of wondering why they decided to do septic out here. 606, even though this is a newer section of the park. It's going to be 604. and there's just no city infrastructure this far outside of town, so everything has to be on well and septic. This is going to be one of the drainage ponds in the southwest corner of the park. It's going to be 639, 641, 643. This is 645. So that's going to be 647B and A in that back section, and then you have 649B and A.
You guys looking for an address?
No, we're just doing a survey right now. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
Got a little lost earlier. Thanks, though, guys. All right, now flip around. Now we're gonna hit the inner circle. It's gonna be 644. We already hit these first couple ones. We're just kind of double dipping here. 640B. 640A, 638B, 638A, 636B, 636A, 603. Jumping numbers are relatively consistent. 605. There's a wheelchair ramp there. It's going to be 607. They need to repaint their front door. It's going to be 611. 613. 615, 619, we're going to be taking a right onto Robin Court here, just hit this cul-de-sac. This is just the other side of 619, it's the garage side, pretty big lot there. This is going to be number 22. Intersections of this cul-de-sac here. 21. Fire hydrants throughout the park. 23 and 25. Robin Court. We'll be taking a ride onto Bluebird Circle. 621 right there. Nice big corner lot. Mailboxes throughout the park. Already hit that one. Now we're going to hit the outer ring of Bluebird Circle and Meadowlark. So this right here. It's going to be another one of those smaller cul-de-sacs. You've got 651B, 651A, 653B, and 653A. You just turn those sideways and made them a little cul-de-sac of their own. It's going to be 655. No concept. 657. 659. It's a nice porch on that one. 661. 663. 665. 667. Taking a ride on Meadowlark and continuing to hit the outer ring here. Another one of these cul-de-sacs. This is going to be 877B, 877A in the back corner, and 879B and 879A. Just a couple more duplexes there. Nice street signs throughout the park. It's going to be 881, 883B, and 883A, 885B. Nice brand new driveway there. 73, we're going to be taking a ride onto Chickadee here. 73 is technically part of Chickadee Court. That's going to be 75. Around here, this is number 77. It's big long home. 79, 78, 76, 74, taking a right back onto Meadowlark Circle. It's going to be 893, 895, 897, 899. Behind those homes right there, there's actually those ATL above ground leach fields. We have a bunch of videos about those and a huge explanation of it in the report. It's going to be 468, but just kind of wanted to show you guys where those are. Those are going to be behind those homes. 466, 464, that was 462. Then we're going to be taking a ride on the Blue Jay. It's going to be lot 63. Lot 65. 63, 65, and a couple other lots are serviced by one of those new Niatic tanks. 67. Again, we've got a bunch of videos. 66 about those. This is 64. The septic infrastructure is very, very complex and interesting in this park. 62. It's a mix of regular old in-ground septic tanks with leach fields, some new mechanical aeration tanks. 460. This is 458, 456, 454B, 454A, 452B, 452A. This is lot 450, 448. That was lot 446. And we're going to be taking a right onto Cardinal Lane here, continuing to hit the outer ring. This is going to be lot 150 Cardinal, 148. That's one of the only speed bumps that I've seen in the park. 146. 144, 142, 140, 138, 136, 134. You can see that field, another cornfield behind us. 132, 130. During the springtime, the drainage is definitely an issue in the park. 128. It's because the water level, the water tap level. 126B, 126A is so high. It's going to be 124B, 124A. These ones are actually single wides rather than double wides. 122B, 122A, 120B, 120A, 118B, 118A. All of these homes are a mix of shared 116, shared or single tanks for these homes. 114. 317. It's really interesting. 112, but we have diagnosed pretty thoroughly. That's 110. Exactly what is going on, what tanks are where. 108. It's a very comprehensive septic report. 106. It's going to be 104. 102. The septics obviously are behind the homes. We're going to be going across the main roads here. That's that RV section that you saw. We're on Mallard Lane now. This is 303, 305, 307. This is a storage area behind the park. It's not on the park property. 309, independent storage area. 311. This is going to be 313. 317, 319, 321, 323, 325, 327, 329, 331, it's going to be 333, still on Mallard, it's going to be Robin Road there, a little cross streets, it's going to be 335, 337, 339, nice clean garage there, 341, 343, 345, 347, 349. This is going to be 351. It's facing Meadowlark, but the address is actually Mallard. That's going to be 878 right there. It's going to be 553. Still on Mallard Circle. Hitting the inner ring here, 555. 557. 559. This is 561. 563B. 563A. 565. And here's the other look at the leach fields from Mallard. Meadowlark is right over there on the other side. And that lift station is right there behind all of those trees and brush right there. This is going to be 788. 786. 784, nice porch. It's going to be 782B, 782A, 780B, 780A, 778B, 778A, 776B, 776A, 774. Another look at Cardinal This is going to be 776. 762. 760. 758B, 758A, 756B, 756A, bunch of cats hanging out there, 754, 750, looks like that thunderstorm is starting to roll in here. It's going to be raining on us tomorrow, 748. 746, 744, 742. This is going to be another side look of 225, and we're going to make a U-ey here and hit the other side of Mallard. Swing that a little wide and let a car go behind us. It's definitely a very active community. Alright, so this is going to be 741. So Sun advertises this as a 55 plus community, but 743. After chatting with the 745, the septic guys, they said that they opened this up to the public, and we have definitely seen a mix of all age communities in here. There's a bunch of families. 747. This is 749B, 749A, which is part of the reason that the septic 751B, 751A is a little bit concerning, because these tanks were originally designed for 753, 2 occupants per home, and now that you have whole families living in there, it's starting to overload the capacity of the septic tanks. 755. Again, we have this all very well documented in the report for you guys to read over later. 757. It's going to be Meadowlark Lane. Continuing on to Mallard. 759. 761. 763. 765. Take a right. Turning on to the end of Cardinal Court. Again, these open spaces are typically a bunch of leach fields. This is going to be 43. 44. That's going to be it for Cardinal Court. We're going to be taking a right back onto Mallard. It's going to be 775. 777. 779. Behind these homes is a big old drainage pond that actually has a lift station that pumps the drainage out of there. 783. Part of the septic infrastructure, 785, and these naiatic tanks, is there's a chlorine system, chlorine tank associated with them. 787. And basically the pump, there's a septic tank that leaches into the aeration tank. This is 568. And then once it's in the aeration tank, it basically cycles through, and then it goes through the chlorination tank. And once it goes through the chlorination tank, the septic guys told us it's pretty much pool water at that tank. 566. We're going to be taking a ride on Morning Dove here. And once it's at basically pool water, they can discharge it onto the ground, and that's where a lot of those homes, 58 in this section, actually get discharged into that drainage pond back there, just onto the ground, 56, and then if it starts to fill up, those lift stations drain out the pond, 54. There's actually one of the lift stations you can see right there in the middle of the field. So like I was saying, the infrastructure here is very interesting and very unique. This is going to be 53. Behind those two lots on the map, 55, are just blank areas that look like they should be the lots, but it looks like when they put these homes in, put them in sideways, they just ate up too much space, and those are no longer viable lots. 57, there's no infrastructure out there indicating that there should be lots out there either, plus there's a whole bunch of leach fields and sewer infrastructure, septic infrastructure. Taking a right back onto Mallard, continue the inner circle, that's 564. It's going to be 562. 560. It's a good looking home. It's going to be 558. 556. 554. 552. Continuing on Mallard Lane. This is going to be 350, is that corner lot. This is 348. That was 346. This is 344. Some more of those septic tanks back there. 342. 340. 338. Almost all of the septic tanks, yeah, should be 336. Yeah, 336. 336 are either on the side or behind the homes, depending on if 344, or excuse me, 334. 332, depending on if they're shared or if they're single tanks. 330, and almost all of them, if they're just regular tanks, are buried. The lids, this 328, are buried, and a guy named Chuck, 326, Holly Septic, has been working on the park for 25 years, and he knows exactly where everything is. 324. He's been pumping these tanks for 25 years. His dad did it before him. This is 322. And he was surgical in being able to locate these septic tanks. Without his knowledge, 320, getting an understanding, a comprehensive understanding of exactly what's going on would have been almost impossible. This is 318. So all of his information is in our report. 316, as well as comprehensive maps. 314. But like I was saying, almost all of the septic tanks, 312, at least in this section of the park, are all buried. 310, with the exception of the newer naiatic tanks and lift stations that have access to those, and the above ground leach fields with the lift stations. We're going to be going back across Meadowlark Lane here in the front entrance and hitting this last string of homes here. Back on Cardinal, this is going to be 202. See the infrastructure in between the homes there. This is going to be lot 109. 111. Trees touching side road says 119, 121, 123, 125, 127, 129, 131, 133, 135, 137, 139, 140. As you can see, almost everything is, or excuse me, that was 141, this is 143. All the homes are sideways. Nice big lots. 145, 147, 149. It's going to be 224 on the corner. We're going to be taking a right back onto Meadowlark. Hitting this last string of homes in this section, and then we're going to be transitioning to the older section, northern section. And this is lot 244, 242B, 242A, back to double wides, 240B, 240A, 238B, 238A, 236. So corner lot's going to be 234. We're going to be taking a right on Hummingbird Court. It's going to be lot 33. 35. And most of the open space behind the homes is going to be beach fields. 38, 36, 34. Oh, look at that big old garage. It's got lots of space in there. 32. Another nice big detached garage. Taking a right back onto Meadowlark. It's going to be 232 again. 230, 228, 226, 224, 222, 220, 218, 216, 214, 212, 210, 208, 206, 204, 202. And we're coming back up to the front entrance of this section of the park. They used to connect. This is 102 right here. What they told us, this is a good look at the water tower there. Here in the front. The well is going to be right over there. From there, that's one of the wells. The second well is going to be behind the office back there. Got your front basketball courts, picnic pavilions. parking in the front, gazebo. Very nice entrance curb appeal here. And like I was saying, we're going to be transitioning to the northern section of the park. It used to connect by the maintenance shed, but I guess they had a problem with people driving through there. It's not really a paved road section, so they ended up shutting it down, putting a gate in between the two parks, so you have to go out to the main road, which is East 27 or 2750th Street Road. This is going to be the office up here in the front. There are 2 apartments above those offices. They are not considered lots, but they are on the rent roll. Alright, turning onto Maple. This is lot number 1. Lot number 2. 3. 3A back there. This is 4A, park-owned home. Lot number 4. We are now on Hickory. It's all kind of one big circle. That's lot 5, 6, 7. The majority of these homes are single wides on this side. 8, a lot closer together. You can just tell. 9 by the driveways. That's 10. This is a lot older. The trees are a lot more mature. 11. The tree roots in this section of the park are absolutely wreaking havoc. It's 12 on the leach fields in this section of the park. 13. This is 14. 15 right here. Chuck was telling us that about 20 or 30, that's going to be the maintenance shed back there, and the way that you used to be able to get into this section of the park. But as you can see, there's a gate there. This is going to be lot 16A on Cedar. Lot 16. 17. Need to fix their fence. 18. Majority of these homes, or a good chunk of them, still have 19 garages of their own. 20, but the homes are much closer together. 21. 22. Again, it's 23. Chuck was telling us in this section of the park, the leach fields, 24, are in very, very poor condition. This is 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 has an above ground leach field behind it. This is lot 30. We're on Poplar now. 31, 32, 33. It's going to be a park-owned home, number 34. Brand spanking new home that they're still setting. 35, 36, 37, 38. 38's a park-owned home. 39. 40. 40 has an above ground leach field behind it. 41. 42 right there. So this next string of homes, almost all of the leach fields are in disrepair and failing. The septic tanks are completely full of solids and water. It's because the roots have completely destroyed all of the leach fields behind these. Keep going, Daniel. Again, this was 42, 43, just nice and slow, right? But you can see this is 44. These trees are super close to the back of these homes, and there's just no area back there for the leach fields. So these trees have just absolutely destroyed. That's 45. These leach fields behind these homes. It's going to be 46, 47, and almost all of these homes, 48, in this section of the park share a tank. We're going to let someone go past this really fast. Yeah, the leach field behind these two homes right here is in complete disrepair, and it's actually leaking, seeping up through the ground. There's a big old pool of water. That's 49. This is lot 50. We're on Maple. We're going to be taking a left onto Birch Drive, hitting these inner rows of homes here. These septic tanks are directly behind these homes, and they share with their neighboring 74 across the way homes. 73 Birch. There are 72. There are a couple above ground leach fields. You can see one right there. 71. There are two behind that section of homes right there. 70. Lot 69. 68. 67. 66. 65. 64. 63. We're going to be taking a right and hitting the other side of Hickory Lane. Luckily, in this section of the park, the majority of the septic tanks have risers. The risers, though, are in very, very poor condition because they're basically just culverts that they put in the ground to access the septic tanks. That's going to be lot 62 in Hickory Lane, 61. So almost all of the majority, 60 is going to be 59. The majority of the culverts are extremely corroded and rusting out, and at some point will fail. 58, 57. Need to do some work on that home. It's 56, park-owned home. 55, or excuse me, 55 is a park-owned home. 54 is a park-owned home. 56 is not a park-owned home. It's going to be 53. It's the other side where there's some above ground leach fields back there. It's going to be 52. Garages are super close together. 51. Daniel, as we come up in the middle here, I just want to get a video or look down this run here. A little further forward. Okay, so you can see those mounds there. Those are going to be the above ground leach fields. They're in good condition. They're new, engineered specifically for that. They basically have a lift station that goes to the leach fields. Just kind of wanted to show you what those look like on this side of the park. All right, we're going to be going up to Oak Avenue now, taking a right. See down the middle of the run there. This is going to be lot 98 Oak Avenue. Double wide. It's going to be 97, 96, 95, 94, 93, 92, 91. I can tell you the weather's changing. It's starting to get a little colder at 98. Definitely feel that storm system coming in. Or excuse me, that was lot 90. This is 89. 88. 87. Definitely could use some tree trimming in this section of the park. A lot bigger trees, like I was saying, more mature trees. We're going to hit the other side of this inner circle. Turn on back onto Birch Drive. Hit the other side here. It's going to be lot 86. Pretty good looking home. 85. 84, you can definitely tell there weren't too many zoning regulations when they put these in. 83, you have homes and sheds on top of each other. 82, 81, single wide with garage, mailboxes. 80, 79, so that was 78, this is 77. How you doing, sir? 76, 75. People are pretty nice here. Definitely had quite a few tenants ask us what we're doing, walking around, taking pictures and videos of things. It's pretty typical, but no one's really been hostile, which is nice. Alright, we're going to hit this last section of homes here. This is going to be back up on Poplar Drive. Taking a right. This is going to be lot 122. 121, definitely could use some tree trimming there. 120. 119. This is park going home. 118, brand new double wide. 117. 116, park going home. Nice brand new driveway with that one. 115. 114. 113. 111, looping back around to Oak Drive again, hitting the other side of homes, taking a ride onto Oak Drive. It's going to be lot 110, nice pedicured yard there. 109, 108, 107, 106, 105, nice big double wide. 104, it's going to be park on home. 103, 102, 101, 100, 99. Taking a left to go back to the front entrance of the park. I've got one more thing I want to show you guys. From the other side. If you could just pull up to the parking lot here. Just want to kind of give you guys a little bit more context on something. Okay, so behind this row of homes right here is where you have the majority of the failing leach fields that are actively failing right now. Chuck says, like I was saying, there's about 20 to 30 in this section of the park that are going to need to be replaced within the next 5 years because they are failing. But these ones behind this row of homes here are basically failed and they are not working anymore. There is septic that is leaching into the ground, and over here on the other side of this parking lot we have another one of those lift stations with a drainage ponds, and it butts right up next to those homes, and that's leaching directly into that drainage pond, which then the drainage pond, from what we can tell, continues on. There's a massive lake, I think it's called Lake Holiday, on the other side of this community right there. It's a really good looking lake, but definitely concerning that you have septic that's leaching into drainage ponds that goes to a larger body of water there. So this is going to be your nice entrance on the other side, and that's going to be our drive-through video, guys. Just want to say thank you again for your continued business, and we will see you guys at Liberty Farms here in a couple days.